Personally, I love this game. It was a really long time ago that I played the game as much and had as much fun with one as this one, and I wanted to show you this side of the game which I've experienced to be a bit covered by the negativity, which, don't get me wrong, is also very important to talk about, especially since there are a bit of issues with it at this moment. But I've been thinking for a while about what my first video would be, and I couldn't really think of anything. I didn't really want to start off with a series, especially since I'm not all that familiar with this game yet, so instead I just ended up going for a simple coaster with some nice surroundings, just to get a better understanding of all the pieces that are in this game. So at last we can get started with this layout, and as you can see I decided to go for the new gen Vekoma. I really love this one. It offers both a launch and a lift hill, but for this one I ended up going for the launch model. I really wanted to do something interesting in this area, so that is how we ended up with this element. Don't ask me what it will be called, I really got no idea, but it's basically just a huge roll into this raised section of track before it drops back down. Overall, I've noticed that this game is much easier to make smooth and nice looking coasters in than the last one. With the smoothing, you obviously have this smooth back and forwards thing, which is really helpful, but for the coasters being easier to get looking the way you want them to, I think it's more to do with the coaster builder being in general easier and faster to use. Obviously not in the UI, but just in the way you control each track piece. I mean, it is very similar to the first game, and a big factor is just that the game looks much better, which obviously helps making the coasters look much better as well. So my plan for the rest of the coaster is to keep it relatively fast and intense, so a lot of these low to the ground elements like this outer bank and the heart drying roll. We eventually also get to this part where I had a bit of struggle with choosing an interesting element, but I ended up settling for this one. Yet again, I don't know what you would call it. The rest of the coaster is very simple, just a couple of quick turnarounds and a final airtime hill before hitting the brakes. We'll have a POV of this ride at the end of this video, but for now let's do the scenery and custom supporting for this ride.
All the ways you talk, I know what you're thinking.
The scenery in this game is truly next level. The sheer versatility you get with each piece being usable under many different circumstances, but also being scalable is just amazing. For this build I tried my very best to create some sort of city diorama. I think it turned out really nice. I'm gonna try to get some glamour shots to really show off the lighting on some of these buildings. It just looks so good in this game. I also just wanted to encourage you to look at more videos of this game before considering buying it. As I said, it definitely has some issues, but I overall feel like people are being a bit overly negative as well and ignoring everything that is so amazing about this sequel. So I sincerely hope that I've been able to highlight some of that. But with that said, thank you guys so much for watching and I'll see you again in the next video.